So I wanted to bring some things to your attention about skinny legs and thick legs. First off, apparently thick legs can rip your jeans in a way. Also, when you have thick thighs, a lot of times you'll have to buy bigger shorts. But when your waist is skinny and your thighs are thick, you get this whole effect here, and that's a problem. Then you got images like this, where, you know, the inner areas of your legs start to rub together, and so your pants fall apart that way as well. You might think thighs standing up look really good, if they're thick, but then you sit down and they kind of balloon out. It happens. That aside, if you check out all these ladies here, they all look amazing. Their legs all look very good. Apparently, you're supposed to wear tights under skirts or somehow prevent your legs from touching, because I guess they hurt each other when they rub together. Like friction builds up or something. It sounds crazy. An issue with skinny legs, however, is if your legs are too skinny, you'll look like, you know, a cartoon character or a bird, which is never good. But what's kind of crazy is when I actually search for like problems that people have with skinny legs, I couldn't find a whole lot. Maybe I'm just bad at research. But what did like guys think of skinny legs versus thick legs? Because we already know what girls think. Apparently thick legs are a pain in your butt, and thin legs, I guess, aren't that big of a problem for a lot of people. Me personally, I prefer somebody who doesn't destroy their pants all the time, just because nobody wants to destroy pants that I know of. Just seems like common sense to have a body that doesn't ruin clothes. But I really don't like skinny legs. Like super skinny legs bother me on a core level. Like I don't like the whole Jack Skellington thing. I don't like people looking malnourished or anything. In other words, I just like the average type of legs. So this should be helpful. Here's the poll. The last time I checked. Looks like the majority of people would prefer thick legs over skinny legs, both on the non-guy and the guy front. So basically everybody likes thick better than thin. And that's refreshing because thick is obviously better nourished, typically. That or the thin is just extremely athletic, which I think a lot of people find intimidating. Yeah, obviously thick is better than thin. There's also this person who said this, and this person who said this. And as far as the thigh gap goes, it pretty much has everything to do with your hip width. So I wouldn't kill yourself over a thigh gap too much. It just means you maybe have smaller hips if you don't have much of a thigh gap. Not so much about how thick your legs are. Anyway, I hope you subscribe. So funny to say that like you're begging over here.
Are you a fat girl? Let's find out. According to the adjective definition of fat, if you're fat, that means you have a large amount of excess flesh. What is considered excess? An amount of something that is more than necessary, permitted, or desirable. Okay, so that's a pretty loose definition. When you put a word that reflects on an opinion in a factual definition, you know, like desirable, you just open up the floodgates. Question is, whose desire is this based on? Your boyfriend's? Okay, so what if your boyfriend thinks you have a little too much fat on your body? What if you are only 120 pounds and 5'6"? Apparently, technically, by definition, you could be considered fat based on that fact alone. So because these facts can't help us, let's go off my divine perspective. If your body looks somewhat like that, you are fat. This is right at the brim of fat. If she was just a bit skinnier, she wouldn't be considered fat. Yeah, the key thing I notice is her arm balloons out at the top, which makes her entire arm disproportionate. And as we talked about yesterday, disproportion is often unattractive. This woman is not at all fat. If your body's similar to hers, congratulations. An enormous amount of people likely find you desirable. Yes, this is considered fat. If you can put that much of your gut on the counter, you might have some weight to lose. This is not fat whatsoever. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a woman who should feel confident when she looks in the mirror. If your body looks somewhat similar to hers, congratulations, you are in no way fat. Again, not even close to fat. This woman's proportions are great. Notice how her arms don't balloon out. She looks to be an incredibly healthy weight to me. Here we go, once again, check out that balloon arm. That's a key sign you're overweight. This is what the raw truth sounds like. It is what it is. Again, clearly significantly fat. Disproportion. This is a Photoshop of Britney Spears. The awkward thing is her body's not fat. She's got that double chin going on, which kind of ruins it. This woman is not fat. And goddamn does she have great fashion. This is definitely fat. You gotta eat healthy before that heart gives out. The awkward thing about this is the woman she's looking at in the mirror, yeah, not fat. She herself is skinny. She looks in the mirror and sees a person who's not fat and feels bad. Why? Ladies, you need more positive people in your life. Actually, you know what? It's not even about positive people. It's about people who live in reality and are honest about it. Those are the people you want to hang around. Just because someone says you're fat doesn't make them honest. It could just be a self-loathing a-hole who doesn't care about the accuracy of their statements. Before you were clearly heavier, and after, duh, not fat. On the far left, we have not fat, but potato body. Potato body really isn't that great. The other two obviously aren't fat. Every single one of these ladies are not fat. Although potato body in the middle, or as they call her, rectangle. Yeah, people with that body type are basically worst case scenario when it comes to having weight. You gotta be careful with that. And again, none of these women are fat. Not a single fat person among them. So hopefully, because the definition of fat is so fluid, it helps you grasp a better understanding as to whether or not you watching this now are fat. Remember, it's not necessarily how much you eat. It's the quality of the food that you eat.
Fat or skinny, hot or not, post warning. Someone was just trying to help people out, and so they decided to post a picture wondering whether or not they're fat. Well, you're not fat, but you're not smart either. Meanwhile, this woman is beautiful and has a body that kicks. This is what we call a thickum. Hello, thickness, my old friend. You get the parody? It's darkness, my old friend. Yeah, anyway. This really skinny chick wants to know whether or not she's fat or skinny. Duh. It's like me going to a long hair contest and going, you think I can do it? I got the hair. It's at least 1/4 of an inch. And what even is this picture? Am I supposed to judge the fatness of your right
Never mind. Why does this one make me feel awkward? I can practically smell this photo, and it's not a good smell. But no, you're not fat. Here's a dwarf that wants to know whether or not they're fat or skinny, but there's no such thing as like, you know, like a fat dwarf. Because if you stretched them out, they would be like, you know, it looked like they had an eating disorder or something. It's still too skinny. Obviously super skinny, but not Cooney skinny. Apparently you could live for thousands of years if you're Cooney skinny, haunting children in their bedrooms. I can make jokes. They also posted this picture, look at my butt, look at my front butt. I got 2 butts. In all seriousness, totally in shape. I can't replicate that because you are in better shape than me. And I'm in kind of okay shape. Show 'em what you got, boy! Show 'em what you got, boy! Sorry, I lost control there. I need to work on my anger problems. Meanwhile, this person's fat. Hey, someone has to be fat or these videos don't work. You are fat. Yes, you are. Bet you wish you didn't ask. Then we have skinny again, borderline methy. Feeling a little bit of the methiness on this one. Oh, Jesus, if I had a teacher like you, I'd get in some trouble. You'd probably lose your job or I'd get kicked out, you know, one of those things. You're crazy! You got the curves! I'm competing for cringiest YouTuber. Oh, I already won? Okay. She's like pretty skinny. She needs pants that fit, though. That'd be good. That's what you call ideal. All right, so if you guys have a goal, that should be your goal. It's healthy. She looks grand. Oh my God. I thought YouTube was trolling me because I was going between my browsers, but I thought it said, congrats, your channel is now dying. Whoa, even YouTube is dissing me. All right, so this person submitted a photo. I mean, they definitely don't look fat. This person's arms look muscular, but the rest of them looks pretty skinny. I mean, check out their legs. Their legs look pretty normal. I would suggest doing this a lot. You know, just raise that roof. This person's wearing all black, so it kind of covers up a lot. Meanwhile, their arms look fine. And their legs look perfectly fine too. I'm guessing they're healthy. Oh my gosh, is that a guy in an Onision video? That's right, I've told plenty of guys whether they're fat, skinny, ugly, whatever. But you not pay attention. Anyway, this guy's skinny, like pretty darn skinny. Looks pretty darn healthy too. Although I'd watch those ears, you might get him yanked off by a branch that you ran by. Hey, here's a question. Why did you submit a picture of you in a Halloween nurse's costume? Whatever, I guess it doesn't matter. You look perfectly healthy. And when I say you look perfectly healthy, I mean, I don't think you'll have a single medical problem in your entire life as a result of your weight alone. So good on you. You should be proud of yourself. Meanwhile, I would only recommend Harley Quinn outfits to this person if they make their shorts a little higher. You seem like a right above the belly button pant line kind of person. And I'm only saying this because you have a little bit of a belly and not many people want to show off their gut. I mean, look at how high my pants are, okay? That's how I look from the side. You get it? Self-esteem. To this person, my first suggestion would be to clean up your room. And also, why is the Lysol in there? Do you fart a lot? Other than that, you look perfectly healthy. It's a baggy shirt, but obviously you're not fat, otherwise that shirt would be tight. Ah yes, one of those laughable moments where someone who's clearly not fat in any way submits a photo to an Am I Fat page. You're not fat. Do you feel validated? You should. However, I recommend you get your eyes checked because you're so not fat that it's so not funny that it's funny. And here we have someone in literally perfect shape. In fact, I think they posted here just to brag to everyone else. Hey world, I either have the perfect metabolism or have the perfect diet. Either way, I'm better than all of you. Thanks a lot, show off. Yet another topic people started on my forum, thick, fat, or curvy. It says Greg will be honest as usual because that's what people appreciate about me. I will tell you you're grotesque. If you're grotesque. It's my fault for being honest, and it's your fault for being grotesque. That sounded mean. That sounded really mean. Uh-oh, is this allowed? Am I allowed to see a person's belly, or is this the Middle East? But obviously this person is perfectly healthy. Like, why are you submitting a photo? You look awesome, perfectly healthy. And now we have this person who has red marks around their belly, almost like stretch marks. That's often a sign of you either having been pregnant or you being fat. So I can't call you skinny. Not at all. You're not skinny. More like thick. Okay, lady, what even is that outfit? But to get to the point, you're very, very skinny. Not Cooney skinny, but pretty skinny. And that's a weird angle, but this person also looks pretty fit. I can see your belly sticking out there. What are you, human? Because guess what? Most all of us have bellies. Unless you're one of those I got lipo fitness models. First of all, sick tattoo. Secondly, you look real healthy. Not fat at all. Your arms aren't fat, your legs aren't fat, your entire body is not fat. Good for you. This maybe means lower health insurance rates for you. If I knew how health insurance worked. This person wants to know if they're fat, skinny, or otherwise. The word perfect comes to mind. Am I easy? Am I just really too kind? Because I really do think that this person looks perfect. I don't know, I feel like I'm being too soft on people. Or maybe I just have a lot of really healthy, good-looking people watching me. Who knows? All right, it's time for a speed round. This person is fitness fit. This person is emo skinny. Please eat more food. This person is, when people describe a human being as thick or curvy, this is what they're hoping that is. Like, yeah, you're technically heavier, but you have fat distribution in all of the right places. Get on your knees, pray to Jesus, and say thank you. We have another emo skinny, although I can't really tell from the hoodie. Your legs look super stick then. I mean, yeah, you're like as skinny gets while still being in the realm of healthy, but what's with your background? Do you live in a cell? I'd call this typical fit. You look typical regular, not at all fat in any way. You look downright awesome, although you also look like you're trouble. And I'm not just saying that because you wrote daddy in the corner. You look like trouble. What do I mean by trouble? I mean chomping down shrooms and howling at the moon trouble. Meanwhile, this person looks super duper healthy. Red looks very nice for you. I'm not sure what to think about this person because if I scroll down, you're like, wait, are you supposed to be that skinny or what? I don't know. It looks really skinny. You also look like you're in good shape. Make sure that once your metabolism gives out, you still eat healthy. And this person's arms are a little thick. I feel like your wrist isn't supposed to kind of like bulge up like that, but other than that, you look pretty great.
Are you a chubby girl? Hopefully I can help you figure it out. This person's saying that Japan has a chubbiness grid, and this is what their grid looks like. This woman is apparently negative 20% chubbiness, and I guess this woman is 100% chubbiness. That, or like this person says, she simply didn't pick out the right bathing suit for herself. Now, the definition of chubby is plump and rounded. When you Google plump, these are the pictures that show up. When you Google rounded, these are the pictures that show up. So obviously this woman's relatively round shaped, specifically in her booty region. And this woman has pretty rounded features as well. However, editors note she's hot. An ad about someone being plump, I guess. Notice their company name is KRYS. That's one letter away from KYS. And their slogan is one word away from you will kill yourself. I just thought that was interesting. Another woman who shows up for plump, again, pretty hot. And I'm not sure why this woman showed up for plump. Maybe it's because she has a plump bottom. I searched Google for examples of chubby, and of course Jonah Hill showed up. This anime character showed up. This super duper hot woman showed up. Seriously, I bet she gives a lot of the dudes that see her chubbies. And all these dudes showed up as well, not exactly sure why. That Kim Kardashian booty though, oh my god. That's a man's kind of chubby. And also, of course, that bastard shows up as an example of chubby. So what makes a person chubby? Well, I typed in chubby woman and this girl is the first one to show up. A jaw-droppingly gorgeous woman showed up for chubby. I'm really starting to think that chubby isn't necessarily a bad thing. Only for this woman, it kinda sorta is. She still has rolls on her side despite the fact that she's standing fully up. It might be a little unhealthy. This person says that they're a little bit chubby, but they're starting to love their thighs. They say they're healthy and that's all that counts, right? And the answer is, right. If you're healthy and happy, what does the rest matter? One of our main reasons for existing is to be happy, right? This implies what matters most is your personality, which is true to an extent. If you're fat like this woman, I don't think your personality could make me overlook that. Especially considering a lot of times letting yourself get this bad shows how little you care about yourself and your body, which isn't necessarily a good personality trait. But this woman, oh my god. Her with a great personality would dominate most any individual with a less likable personality, despite how good society thought their body type is. And this woman, yeah, talk about ideal. So I think we've established what chubby is, but more importantly, we've established that in a lot of cases, chubby doesn't even matter. Sometimes chubby can even be a good thing.
Am I fat? A lot of people ask this question, and we're gonna go through quite a few things. Let's do this. First of all, there's a quiz. It's like the first thing that comes up when you type in I'm fat. They probably want to know that you're evenly distributed all over your body, which, you know, fat people can be. They're also asking if you can touch your toes without your body getting in the way. It's a good question. This question doesn't make so much sense because I've known very skinny people who snore. If you have a gas a lot, yeah, you could actually have a lot of problems. Like, I think that my skin problems actually might be to me snacking a lot. Like, I don't think I'd have outbreaks from this disease or whatever if I just snacked less, which I've been doing. And if you notice on the fat questionnaire, they're asking whether or not you have snacks. Like, clearly snacks are a problem. Just because, do you need snacks? No. So why are we snacking? We just need meals. Anyway, if you didn't already know, none of these women are fat. They're all actually in pretty good shape. Although the blonde lady, second to the far left, she's a little odd. She looks like she could knock someone out with one punch. I am fat, crossed out. No, I am not. I just have fat. My weight does not define me. Neither, okay, you're taking it way too serious. I am white, but that doesn't define me. A lot of people are alive, but they're dead inside, so being alive doesn't define them. But you're still technically alive, technically. Just like you might be technically fat. Does this shirt make me look fat? No, it's the fat that makes you look fat. Here's what's up, bro. There are outfits that make you look fatter than others. And by the way, guy in the chair looks kind of fat. Apparently this Japanese girl is fat, according to Japanese culture, even though she's a size small in the US. Maybe that's why their reproduction rates are down. Nobody wants to be with us. I'm just gonna stop it there. I'm not sure why all these women are groping themselves. Doesn't seem to be spreading a great message other than, hi, I like groping. The apple shape versus the pear shape. I personally am a huge pear-shaped fan. Pears also taste better. Yum. Additionally, apparently this quiz decides whether or not you're fat based on whether or not you'll make good food choices. I guess people with good metabolisms aren't considered in this quiz. This question could apply to just somebody who's very tall, like a professional wrestler. Again, it's big and tall, not just big. If you're sitting down, how much of your belly fat can you grab is what they want to know. I can grab like an inch, I think. I'll say an inch. If you have a lot of bathroom issues, I guess you might be fat. I guess another huge identifier is if you lift up your arm and there's stuff dangling down here, that's like an indication that you're fat. Sigh. If you're standing up and you put your legs together, can you slide a pencil through the space below your knees and the space above your knees? All right, we'll try. I'll just use this marker here. Slid through. I don't know if that's what they meant. So here's below the knees, that's fine, but not above. No, it gets stuck. I guess that makes me what, knock-kneed? I'll just say no. I guess here's the different classifications of overweight and lean. You can't have a huge gut hanging over, and the letter C looks fine. I don't know why they're saying she's fat, because she has thick thighs. Oh well. I love when people come up with cute names for their problem. I'm not fat. I'm bald. That's one way to put it. Here's a picture that says, I am disgusting, I am fat, I am unworthy, I hate my body. Those are a lot of negative words. And then she snorted a line of cocaine and came up with, I'm just kidding. This chick just wrote, yes, I'm fat. Like, you don't have to write it on your stomach because we know by looking at you. So, I'm not fat, my stomach is 3D. That's not what that means. Anorexic people are 3D. You don't understand 3D. You're fat, he joked. I'm not, she said, but dinner was skipped that night. Again. Well, I mean, so long as you get in your, like, what, 1,800 calories a day? I'm just saying, you get your calories daily, and I'm not a diet expert, I shouldn't be talking. Do you carry extra weight in your neck? I guess that determines whether or not you're fat. But you can be skinny with a little bit of double going on here. A little bit. I once met a girl on a blind date, kind of. And she was skinny, but she had like, you know, chin to collarbones thing going on. It was weird. Just so you know, the size 4 and the size whatever that is, both almost great. I think when your skin starts to ripple over, you might want to think about some kind of diet. Like this chick, see how her gut starts to like overflow with, you know, almost start to make creases in your skin? You might be fat if that's the case. Apparently, I might be not fat, according to the quiz results. They say I'm probably nowhere near being close to overweight. You may even be underweight. A local gym will help tell you for sure by measuring your body fat percentage, and probably even do it for free. Woohoo! Maybe I should make a video how to measure your body fat percentage. That'd be good. Today, I want to talk about belly fat because myself, my spouse, so many of us have spoken about our belly fat in a concerning way in the past. You might not exactly be sure what you're looking at, but I assure you it's a tummy. Or more so, a lack thereof. This person definitely needs to have a more healthy diet in the direction of eating more. And I'm only saying that based on every single human being I've ever encountered in my entire life. Speaking of life, if I had this belly, I'd probably want to end my own life because I'd feel like I was constantly dragging around a big bag of lard on my stomach, which coincidentally, that's basically what it is. In other words, if you have a tummy like this, you're not fat, but you most certainly don't feel as good as you would if you lost a few pounds. Meanwhile, here we have massive curvature outward. Again, that's a big old belly. If you have that belly, you're probably gonna live a long life, a long, healthy life. So who cares what my opinion is, right? But as far as how I would feel about myself looking down, seeing a big belly like that, also dragging all that weight around, I just wouldn't want to do it. The same tummy from the side, yeah, that you were carrying a beast with you. Again, you're not fat, it's just that if I was carrying that around, I would be very upset. Meanwhile, this person actually looks pretty normal. That's basically what I'd expect from most any woman if she lifted up her shirt halfway. Like there's a little bulge at the bottom, but tummies are tummies, dude. That's what they do. This person wanted to know if they're too fat or too thin. And you know what? That's like working on extremes. Can't you just be like, meh? Not that you are meh, you're actually better than meh. Like you literally look like you're kind of riding the middle. This is another example of something I would expect to see if someone lifted up. Like, let me show you me. All right, what do you expect? A big old gut? Check this out. I know, it's suspenders, right? You didn't see that coming. This is my belly. There's a little ridge right here and stuff, but you know, that's just healthy eating. No sense in beating ourselves up for what comes naturally as a result to our natural diets. You look at this person's tummy and literally no complaints. If your stomach looks even remotely close to this, you are probably totally golden. My stomach doesn't even look that good. And I'm a vegetarian beast. This is yet another example of someone's stomach being perfectly fine. Like seriously, I regularly worry about whether or not I'm ugly. And I regularly worry about whether or not my tummy is too big. And you guys, we are probably prisoners of this forever. It's a little reality check. But what we also know is that this is what ugly actually looks like, and this is what fat actually looks like. Like, we are so silly. We're just constantly obsessed with this idea that we might be fat, when deep down we know we're nowhere close. Like this person, you're flat. If you can lay on your back, put a board on your chest, and you can get that board to touch your groin without lifting up, you're probably a flat belly person. You may notice that this person kind of curves inward once you get past the little belly, and that is so painfully common. Not just in America, but around the world. That is because that is how women are supposed to look. It's often a good thing. Then you got this person who kind of tucked their belly under their belt, so it's, you know, really hard to even determine. But it's pretty clear they're in pretty good shape. Meanwhile, here's a poll people actually started on the forums. This 18-year-old vegetarian is asking us about this tummy right here. And from the look of it, most people called her curvy. I would have called her thick because I always thought that curvy meant you were more desirable and thick kind of just meant you were like exploding outward but not quite fat. Just want to say your tummy is not supposed to be an ocean wave. Like what even is that? Meanwhile, this person posted a picture and they're looking like they might be approaching Eugenius status. I don't even have to see your belly to know that you have basically no belly. Your hands are almost so thin that I can see the shape of your knuckles and your tendons, etc. are sticking out a little bit too far. Also, the thickness of your arms a little concerning. In other words, do this, find an edible and do it so you can no longer fit your fingers around your arm like that. This person asked if they're fat, they got a lot of no's and maybes. This is what their tummy looks like. You can actually see a ripple, like it's just nothing but liquid under the skin. And yeah, I would say that's a sign that you're actually fat. I know, it's an unpopular opinion, according to the very same poll. Let me show you. When I push my skin, this is what happens. Nothing's really happening. My whole stomach's not shaking or anything. That's because my tummy is just like muscle with a little layer of fat on top. What you have there is like a pond under your skin. So that is fat, yes. I'm having trouble with my body image and I need an honest opinion to fix my views. That person went on to say they feel fat all the time. I mean, the pretty obvious conclusion is that you're definitely not fat. That last chick was fat. This is not fat. Your skin isn't really rippling or anything, but you are like a thick curvy. Regardless, it's time to hash brown, guys.
If you're fat, don't end your life until you put me in your will.
I haven't actually recorded the song that's gonna go with that yet, but I'm sure it was offensive, so good job, Greg.
Thick, fat, or curvy? Number 452. I'm at onision.co. What are these? This person wants to know if they're thick, fat, or curvy. I'm gonna say thick. Not fat. And I'm not sure where the curves are. Maybe it's one of those things where you put a magic marker and the hips come out when you maybe, no? This person looks like almost a washboard. Cause you know how they're flat? Not in the front, not that that matters, but the side, there's no real curvature. So I'm gonna say you're not thick, you're not fat, and you're not curvy. This person's obviously curvy. You notice how they have a big old butt? Yeah, that's a curve. That's a big old curve butt curve. But I'd say this person's fat, but only because their fashion's so terrible that it makes them look fat. Who puts fishnets over their belly? People who watch Breaking Bad because it reminds them of their own personal experiences. That's who. Congratulations, you posted a picture of your right TIT. I guess that's a curve. This is extra, extra, extra fat with biggie size rolls. This isn't curvy, this is thick. It's because your waistline is trying to muffin a little bit out. Yeah, that's a thickie. I like how their shirt says "Killing It #1", when really the only thing they're #1 at killing is the fat game. And this is what super skinny looks like. If you're doing this, you could probably get any boyfriend you want, or a girlfriend. I mean, except for those who actually have like a whole regulation of how you start dating them. You know, standards. This appears to be curvy, but I've also noticed that they're kind of pushing their butt back and crossing their legs a little bit. Let me show you what that looks like. I know I look creepy up here because of that light right there, but just bear with me. See, now I'm looking curvy, aren't I? Yeah. That's how ladies do it. I look all... ooh. I know your tricks, ladies. I wasn't born yesterday. I was born thousands of days ago. This person is also pushing their legs together, implying more curve. I'll give you a thick curvy. I am so sick of seeing 10,000 topics called curvy, thick, or fat, literally every single section of this forum. Fine. Then make one called skinny, thick, or fat. Duh. And now me simply telling people whether or not they're fat. Not fat, but not skinny. Not fat, but not skinny. And good job tucking that gut in. Totally didn't notice. Someone asked me why I don't like fat people. I like fat people just fine. I know many fat people. I think right here is a picture of me with a fat person and we're friends. So anyway, nice bathing suit. You're not fat. Meanwhile, this person posted a picture of them in all black, so I can only assume they are super fat because otherwise they would be much more straightforward, wouldn't they be? If you got nothing to hide, why you hiding? And we'll end this on rating people 1 to 10 because these are the garbage posts that we have to get rid of. Let's just deal with it. I'd rate you and eat more food. I'd rate you, I thought you were a K-pop boy, but it turns out you're actually a K-pop girl. Oh wait, you're not even K-pop, you're just Korean. Out of 10. Can we just talk about how silly this perspective is? You look like a penguin. Stoner girl is obvious. This adult is not ugly. And by the way, ladies, this doesn't make you look like an intellectual. It makes me think you're hiding a giant ugly mole on your neck. Last but not least, rate me. I'm 22, Middle Eastern. Well, I would rate you, but I'm pretty sure you'll be married someday. And I don't know what happens to guys who rate people and then later on they get married and then, I don't know. I'll just give you a praise Allah out of 10.
So today, on this day of, I don't even know what day it is, I will once and for all, and maybe repeatedly in the future, review your bodies until you let truth about them. All right, curvy, thin, or fat girls.
You are thin. You are thin. You are thicker. How about you? You are thicker. How about you? You are curvy. How about you? You are curvy. How about you? Quite the curvy girl. You are curvy. You are thick. Yes, you are. You are thin. Yes, you are. You aren't fat. You are thin. You are thin. You aren't fat. No, no, no. You are curvy. You are thin. This one's thin. Another thin woman. Apparently curvy. Another thin woman. You are thin. I call this curvy thin. You're not fat. You're not fat. You are thick. Thick, not fat. You are thin. Please eat some fucking food. You are thin. You are thin. You are thick. Yes, hello. You should park next to Sam's Club. It's on the Walmart side. I'm recording a video. Okay. Bye. You are thin. You are thin. You're not fat. You're not fat. You are thick. You are thick. You're not fat. You are thin. Eat some food. You are thin. Oh my god. You are thin. You are fat. You are fat. You are thin. You are thin. You are thin. You're both thin. You are thin. You're still thin. You are curvy. You are thin. You are thin. You are thin. I call this thin. You are thin. You are thin. You are thin. You are curvy. You are thin. You are thin. You are thin. You are thick. You are thin. You are thick. You are fat. You are fat. You are fat. You are thick.
That was me getting bored of the normal routine, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Regardless, that was my honest opinion of you guys. If I said you're thin, it probably means you're okay. If I said you're thick, it probably means you're okay. If I said you're curvy, it probably means you're great. If I said you're not fat, that probably means you're good too. But if I said you're fat, that means you should probably look into losing some weight. I recommend drinking lots of water. Also, avoid restaurants. I lost like 4 pounds just ending my restaurant routine. Someone posted to Onision.xyz asking whether or not they are fat, curvy, or skinny. And I'm here with Billy to tell you whether or not you're right or wrong about what you think about yourself.
Are you a pizza?
I think this girl is thick. Billy does too. They say that they're a vegetarian, and they say they can't seem to lose weight without trespassing into eating disorder territory. Veganism is not an eating disorder, so maybe try
I
that.
still want to say curvy, but she's like skinny curvy.
Out of the 4 options, I would say just skinny.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. This girl says that she thinks she's normal, but she's actually really skinny. Maybe skinny curvy. But I mean, that's kind of how your body looks when you starve yourself. Not that she does, I'm just saying. Your rib cage goes like this, and then it goes to your organs and your spine. That's gonna shrivel up if you starve yourself. Like, oh my god, look at this chick. How at her ribs, it just goes all the way in. She's got those huge hips. Oh, sexy. This is your goal.
Yeah, like, that's what I wanted to look like since I was like.
But you look hungry. You look like you need more food in your body.
I think she looks really good.
Yeah, good for a person who hasn't eaten in a week.
I don't know.
Translation, you're skinny.
Fat ass.
Oh look, it's a black girl who is well endowed in the booty region and basically skinny everywhere else.
Goals.
I guess that's goals.
Yeah.
Eat.
Oh yeah.
See, I wouldn't want to call this girl thick because
I was just about to say that.
it's like rude because she's not skinny, she's not necessarily curvy, but when I think thick, I think somebody bigger than that. We'll say skinny thick.
Thick.
This is thick?
Oh, here's boobs.
You're saying that's thick, but that's actually curvy.
I guess it's the same thing.
This is what curvy is. Because it's undeniable that you have to go inward when going down her body. I guess this is kind of like thick, potato.
No, that's me. That's a rectangle.
Thick is more like a rectangle, I guess. And curvy is more like a water slide. Girl says, I used to hate my body, now I don't. She's skinny. Maybe she used to be like fat.
I doubt it.
I agree that this girl is skinny. Maybe too skinny. I wish she had a little bit more belly. What's this girl look like? I'd say more curvy.
Looks good.
She says she's skinny, but it's pretty obvious.
When I think of skinny, I think of like no curvature at all.
Uh-oh, we're walking into fat territory. Am I wrong?
You're ridiculous.
See, she can't even say it. It's called forced PC. Her brain won't allow her to say anything else.
Forced PC.
You're so sensitive to people's feelings that you can't tell them the truth anymore. You're fat. And here's the thing, this person actually knows they're fat to some degree. They say they're
Not extremely fat.
Yeah, they're not extremely fat, but they say they are. Just a little bit beyond thick. Yeah, it looks like you got curves just because your booty sticks out so far, but maybe if you stand straight towards the mirror and weren't wearing high heels, maybe then we'd actually have an honest demonstration of what your actual body shape was.
Skinny.
You sure? Because that's a hella intense hip. Is it because they're curving their body?
Yeah, I can do that.
Nice to have a picture manipulator here to call BS.
I know how to take pictures of myself.
This is what I think of when someone says thick. Like, she's not fat, she's just heavier. I feel like this is thick, skinny, curvy.
Is it weird that I was like, I don't know?
Which is really the best 3 things out of the 4. So probably be proud of yourself. This girl says somewhere between curvy and fat. Billy already said curvy, and obviously, yeah. If that's fat, most girls should probably hate themselves. This is definitely thick. See, here's the thing. This would be a great agender or masculine body. Like, is this a man?
No face.
Can you tell if this is a guy or a girl? I'm guessing it's a girl because...
You cannot assume they're gender.
Alright, I'm not guessing anything then. But you're skinny. This girl is intensely skinny. I'd recommend a good 10 pounds on you. You'd probably like want to be that skinny.
Is it weird that I was like, I don't really see a problem?
Yeah, no. You need more weight than that. The reason you need more weight than that is so all your bodily functions can be at optimal levels. You don't hear about girls that are 150 pounds having problems with their menstrual cycle or anything like that. You hear about girls who are like 100 pounds having problems with their menstrual cycle. And this girl looks like she's about 100. This girl is thick fat. She's not quite fat, not quite thick. Sounds like dick fat. So this is kind of horrifying. I'm guessing you have some kind of eating disorder.
I think they look really good like that.
You think they look good.
Like this picture, I really like that aesthetic, like with the hoodie and the little legs.
Translation, you wish you were born a bird.
Okay, but like once you take the jacket off, I'm pretty sure.
You wish you were born a bird.
Shut up.
This is skinny. Definitely,
Yeah.
duh.
Skinny with boobs.
And you know she's not curvy because she's like having to push out her hip a little bit. If you're curvy, you can just stand there and it's obvious.
Damn, it's like 100% goals.
This chick basically put a F you kill yourself in the form of a picture.
And never in my life could I ever look like that.
You totally could. Anybody can basically look like that so long as they work out, get butt implants, and boob implants.
I was about to be like, yeah.
So assuming you didn't get surgical modifications, congratulations on your wonderful genetics. You are obviously skinny. And now hopefully you guys know the difference between fat, skinny, thick, and curvy. Make sure you click on one of these videos that just covered up our faces. This is awkward. Where do we go? Emo fat girls with bad makeup. Fat emo just when you thought end couldn't get any worm. Emo couldn't get any worse. I'm so stupid. It looks like someone just fingered feces up her nose. Hungry emo cock or candy. She wants one of the two, and I'm done reading. No sane woman licks her lips while thinking about your pecker. Unless you dipped your penis in frosting. That is something I need to try. Hey look, it's a Davi Vanity fan. Let's play their music to remind ourselves about how good that shit is. Man, blood on the dance floor. I'm so jealous of your skills. Ooh, I wonder if I can make this girl emo. Or, you know, just in a bikini, that's good too. Yes, that is what fat emo looks like. I don't care if you're 120 pounds. You got a double chin? Well, let's just say I know your favorite place to go on dates is KFC. Listen, I don't think this chick's fat at all. Really nice booty too. But just because you're not fat doesn't mean you're not heavy. And those high heels you're wearing are suffering as much as a Jew in a concentration camp. When the chick in the striped shirt lands, this is everybody in Japan. Whoa! Earthquake! 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 It was just some fat emo chick jumping. Oh, thank you, sir. I am going to cut myself. I knew it. You look like the cutting type. A piece of cake. Well, aren't you full of surprises? Just be careful how much cake you eat. Otherwise, you might get fat and want to cut yourself. Ooh, yeah, that's emo. Ooh, I like that too. That's super emo. Make fun of her diet. Make fun of her poor camera skills. That hairstyle's cool. Oh, nope. I just thought of Tyler Oakley. Now it's ruined. When people try to make their face look fat by tucking the chin back, don't realize they don't have to do anything to make their face look fat. Ew, disgusting, gross, fat, pig, thinner, diet, eat less, puke, ew, hey. You already said ew. Listen, I'm fine with you mutilating your body and you scribbling in permanent ink all over yourself. Don't you dare be redundant. Transform into someone hotter. There we go. Oh my god. You know, I feel like I could tell this person was an inbred chick from the South without the Confederate flag in the background. Thanks for being honest about who you are, fucking Trump voter.
I'm gonna vote for Trump because he's good at business and stuff.
Oh my god, this girl is so cute, is what she desperately wants you to say. Fun fact about chicks with wild hair colors, they often wash that shit maybe once a week if you're lucky. So enjoy the
dog smell. Or in this case, bitch smell. You know, Betty, you're big enough. If you just put a beard on, the kids might believe you're Santa. Yep, that'll do it. Emo power. Illusion, because life's too short and McNuggets are too tasty. Oh, because she wants to look sexy, but she won't stop shitting dead animals long enough to actually get in shape so she can look sexy. I see what you did there. Well, that cannot be unseen. That's how I laugh now. Yeah, you slap those tits. Hands. Fuck. Mona Lisa. I never realized what a pudgy face she has. I don't know, if you whip out that cleave, I might forgive you for it. Oh good, the nurse is overweight and looks like a self-harmer. I can't wait to get health advice from her and not take it.
You look tasty.
Oh yeah? Well, you just look fat and unhealthy and sad. So thank you for the compliment. Can we just watch the chick in the middle for a sec though? Let's zoom in a bit. Oh God. Does anyone else appreciate this chick as much as I do? I know it's hard to keep the image of emos alive and sexy. You're doing it. You're doing it hard. Just like those nipples. Oh my God, you're so dark. I'm sorry, did I say you're dark? I meant everything's dark when you stand in front of the sun. You know you're in love with someone when they can make a face like this and you still think they're sexy. Oh, Toby Maguire. Would your tongue on my penis feel good? I'm just kidding. I know it would. Oh, so that's why no one messes with the black version of emo. Obvious reasons. Whatever I said to offend you, I'm sorry, and I was just kidding. Holy shit. Her boobs are so big she has to hold them up like a shelf. Man, your parents must be sick people for you to have wound up this way. Fat, emo, crying. I think I know who the father is. Yup. No way. You're emo? I would have never guessed. You just look so normal and not mentally unstable, I swear. Hello?
Hi, my name is Commissioner Johnson from the Seattle Police Department. We've been getting complaints of loud screaming and violent actions.
You got that in Seattle?
Yeah.
I don't live in Seattle.
We are sending units to your personal home right now.
In Seattle?
Yes.
I don't live in Seattle.
You will soon.
That makes no fucking... Who are you? You fucking cunt?
I am the...
I like how the chick eating meat is laughing at the chick eating healthy food. And the chick eating healthy food's fucking skinny. You'll be laughing all the way to your tombstone, you dumbass. Oh, Kung Fu! I don't even care if she cuts herself. She's mine. Oh, Marilyn Manson. I want that dick inside me. I mean, I don't want his 40-something-year-old dick inside me. Although I might want my own dick inside me. Let me guess, the kids at school bullied you. So you masturbated with both hands till your biceps were big enough to scare them all away. That'll show them. Oops, comes on my hands. Comes on my hands. Yeah, baby, yeah. Candy apples. Okay, I'm motivated. Motivated to what? Shove a candy apple up your butt while jerking off to those boobies? Gotta massage that prostate. I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going. Those ropes are gonna flip her upside down and then grab her legs and spread them open, and then the ropes are gonna wiggle a little bit to let you know what they're up to, and then they're gonna go and she's gonna go no, and then she's gonna start to like it, right? She's like, I like this, my vagina. And they'll do that for like another 20 minutes until finally she's just twitching on the ground because she had so many orgasms. Wait, was I supposed to explain it, or was I just supposed to say I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going? Oops. Listen, I know you like ripping people's hearts out of their chests and then eating them, but clearly that's not doing you any favors. So, you know, have you heard of veganism? It's a lot less messy. I will never get bored of this, ever. All you need is love, and water, and oxygen, and food, and a decent place to sleep at night, and medical care. In other words, your shirt is fucking stupid and you're wrong. So goth, I shit bats. So what does that make people who shit cows and pigs? Perez Hiltons? You wanna know how I got diabetes? Fucking fast food, duh. You've established different looks that work for you. Now let's see you without makeup. Oh, I know this sounds terrible, but maybe put the makeup back on. There we go. Oh, nah, her boobies. Oh, the boobs. Oh, gross. That's like the ugliest emo chick I've ever seen. Are her eyes always that way? Oh, I guess it doesn't matter if you put an emo bang over one eye. Phew, scared me there for a second. Fucking mustache. Hey guys, welcome to UhOhBro. Today we're gonna search for fat fail. Aww, that makes me sad. He's stuck in his chair. Wow, that would really upset me. Honestly. You ruined our swings, Roger! Go on a diet, Roger! Jeez, Roger! Yeah, what's with that exactly? You're what we call an enabler. I love his stance in the background. He's totally like, huh? Stop. Hey, that just means no one's gonna bully you because they can't fit you in the locker. Oh, come on, just shake a drum of chicken at him. That was like the meanest thing I've said today. But seriously, it'd be motivational. Wow, that is so not true. Fat women can be very gorgeous. I'm serious, they can be. What part of that seemed like a good idea to these people? Actually, she's not fat. So, your own image pwned you. Like, wow. That whole no shirt, no service thing? Yeah. Let me guess, they're headed towards Walmart. Okay, this is when it becomes a problem. When your obesity starts hurting other people, no. What made you think that was a good idea? Oh, thank you. It's like the guy saying, check out this chick I don't sleep with. Remember what we said about the swings, guys? Get off. I think that's illegal. Just throwing that out there. Aw, poor Jacob. Gonna have to censor your boobs though. How did you even get that far? I hate people like that. If your old photo doesn't look like you anymore, update it, you liar. Just because you find borderline anorexic women more attractive than obviously healthy women doesn't mean the rest of the world feels that way. All the women on the bottom are just fine the way they are. And if those women are dating someone like you who's not happy with the way their body is, I hope they find someone much more worth their time. Meanwhile, in Set Your Car on Firesville, I don't think that's covered on their insurance. Whee! Boing! You knew what was gonna happen before it happened. Bam! I'm gonna run and trip. Yes, I am. I knew it. I knew he was gonna do that. Whee! I can do this. I'm an American hero. Oh, God! Yep, not gonna happen. That rope's tiny. And your grip sucks. Whee! Oh, that was, no, too much, too much. Oh, God! Nope, break it. Yep, see? What are you thinking? Oh, wow, bad idea, dude. Yeah, that's what I thought. Wow. What even? Why would you take a picture of yourself like that? Fat Girls Made Thin. Project Harpoon. Project Harpoon is the brainchild of a 4chan user who tasked people using Photoshop to make plus-size women look skinnier, I guess. There's one, I guess, plus-size woman. I think she actually looks fine either way. Although if you care about science, it would be more difficult to lift her up in the bedroom. You know what I'm talking about? Like with a lot of women, you could do this. But you know, the bigger you are, this is more difficult. You know what I'm talking about? That's the real downside. Again, this woman looks attractive either way. Pretty sure I could lift her up no problem. I have tipping for your bunghole. And there's this lady who's wearing a corset, which you know is literally fat shaming yourself. Don't say it's horrible. To act like being big is a bad thing, while simultaneously trying to make yourself less big. As I've said in previous videos, there's really no problem with you being physically bigger. You do, however, probably have health problems if you have folds of skin overlapping each other just from standing up. Everybody's supposed to have at least a little belly, but you're only supposed to have 2 armpits, if you know what I mean. These people decided to compare McDonald's to a chick doing yoga. I don't know, she looks okay on either side, but for the sake of her health, I'd recommend the yoga chick. What, are we supposed to be mad at this too? I personally would be honored if someone photoshopped me like that. In fact, I encourage all of you watching this to change my body type however you want. Give me a big butt, big dong, little dong. The question is, if you're sensitive about things like this, I mean, how confident could you possibly be? There's that super popular comedian. I actually think that she probably looks better with a little weight on her. I mean, think about her career. Comedians just tend to be funnier when they're heavier. That's why no one likes my jokes. Here's more examples of skin turning into flaps. I don't know what to tell you guys. You know, other than the truth. My bad. Fat is the new black versus fit is the new black. Guys, I think black is still black. There is no new black. So shut it down, lesbians. Hey, here comes more honesty. Lady looks super cute on the right. Meanwhile, on the left, it looks like she's gonna die of diabetes at like age 56. It's just like science, you know? And there's this chick. Is it fair to say I'm turned off either way? Something about le fashion. I mean, those shoes, oh my God. Call this woman Brick Wall Lady, and Brick Wall Lady looks slightly better with less weight on her. I feel evil for saying it, and that is how society has conditioned me to feel. Bad for pointing out the fact that one person is literally more healthy than the other. Can we all agree that this woman looks gorgeous either way? Seriously, on the left, beautiful body. On the right, beautiful body. Talk about a waste of Photoshop efforts. Apparently people are super mad at this image. They even went so far as to use the word reprehensible. Now it's serious. Guys, I'm super serial. But no, seriously, if you're so overweight and it makes you significantly physically slower, it increases your chance of heart disease, premature death, etc., people pointing that out shouldn't be seen as villains, rather individuals trying to save your frickin' life. Unless they're Nicole Arbor, in which case, ew. Oh no, semi-truck! Oh my God! Another example of a woman who looks fantastic either way. In fact, this is almost the range. If your body is close to the woman on the left or the right, you probably have a pretty fantastic body. Meanwhile, the same model actually looks good on either side, just because she picked a reasonable outfit. Oh my God, you guys, I accidentally looked at myself in the camera, and I remembered I'm dressed as Donald Trump. It was like the biggest chauvinist. Speaking of which, isn't it hilarious? We constantly focus on women's weight, but almost no one is talking about men's weight. Oh no, Here's the same model as before. I feel like they made her a little too skinny on the right. Something in between those two bodies might actually be perfect, but this is just my personal opinion, and probably what science would tell you. Another incredibly desirable body either way. Seriously, this woman should never feel bad about her body, ever. Unless she has really bad gas. Is anyone else thinking, hey, that's great. You almost made her scary skinny. But why didn't you fix her face? Oh, shut up. I'm allowed to not be attracted to some people. I legit actually worry about this woman. She seriously looks like she has Mondo health problems on the left. Meanwhile, this goat's about to have Mondo health problems. Woo! On the left, it looks like this woman's about a 7.5 out of 10. And on the right, it looks like she's like an 8.7. I mean, how could you blame people for feeling that way? Heterosexual males are literally programmed to seek out partners who look like they can sufficiently provide you offspring. And my programming tells me the woman on the right is slightly more capable. It's just how I'm wired. Blame the manufacturer, not the product. This woman actually looks quite glorious on the right. A little bit like a hipster, which is somewhat of a bad thing. But other than that, those stupid shoes, pretty glorious. It's said that pregnancy means you have to eat for 2. I don't get it. The woman on the left doesn't look pregnant. She just looks like she had horrible parents who trained her to eat the crap
crappiest foods possible. Looks pretty decent either way here. I say nothing to be ashamed of. That is, so long as you don't eat animal corpses. Because why turn these guys into crap while simultaneously hurting the planet if you don't have to? A little skinny on the right, but pretty goddamn great overall. That's what honesty sounds like. This woman would look so much better if she just wore dresses her size. Pretty sure if your belly is casting a shadow, you're wearing the wrong outfit. I actually almost didn't notice the difference at first. All we're looking at now is two individuals who look perfectly healthy. Mind you, one of those women is probably a lot more comfortable to rest your head on, what with there being more to love. Who is this, Kim Jong-un? And as a skinny person, he kind of appears to be more terrifying. When it comes to heavier leaders, you might not take them as seriously because you already know their weakness. You know, Haagen-Dazs, yum yum, enslave all cows. Apparently they didn't like this woman's body. I feel like medically it is an improvement. I'm sorry, did I say I feel? I meant medically it literally is factually an improvement. Let's not use our emotions to corrupt reality. This is gonna be a big splat. Yet another woman who looks wonderfully fine either way. Says her face may be forever butter, but her body doesn't have to be buttery too. Well, I can't say I haven't said more hurtful things to people, but that, good sir, was hurtful and unnecessary. Are we seriously saying we would prefer the right over the left? Because the left is kind of mind-blowing, and the right is kind of just bad Photoshop. Long story short, none of you should worry about this whole harpooning campaign or whatever. All you should really be concerned with is whether or not your significant other is still attracted to you, and whether or not your doctor says you're healthy. If you're happy and your loved ones are happy, then everyone else can just go fuck themselves. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Fat or ugly, which is worse? This probably isn't as simple as you think. According to search results, this is what a lot of people think of as fat. Yet another glorious example of someone being fat. This image also showed up for fat, with the title, Why Fat Girls Shouldn't Wear Bikinis. Yeah, I don't know actually. Her gut looks a little weird, but overall she's a pretty great looking lady. This woman also showed up for fat, but we're not even gonna dignify that with a response. As for ugly, this woman showed up. This person also showed up. They clearly have some kind of disease. And this woman isn't fat, but I don't think anyone cares at this point. And this girl showed up for ugly, even though obviously she's not. She just has a skin condition. This person says it's worse to be ugly because you can always lose weight. Also, what about that glandular problem so many people have been using as an excuse? Get your facts straight. Most fat girls tend to have characteristics I wouldn't want in my partner. So you're not compatible with people who are fat because you think everyone chooses to be fat and they weren't very likely conditioned by their parents as children and naturally gravitate towards unhealthy habits. You're clearly a human psychology major. If it was cuddly fat, I'd got pretty face. But if it was obese, then definitely slim ugly one, LOL. You're an idiot. For a couple of reasons, actually. One, ugly covers a lot of things. You didn't specify, so this could be your girlfriend. And secondly, obese. I don't think you know what that word means. This here is what obese actually is. Now, I've personally repeatedly had sex with someone who was considered medically obese. And you know, I don't want to compliment the sex life of a person I'm no longer with, but I'll just say if she was 50 pounds lighter, I don't think it would really make sex better. The times of passion I spent with that person were definitely nowhere near the worst. In fact, the absolute worst I had was with someone who wasn't at all considered obese. Anyway, that's why you're dumb. Yes, the heavier girls tend to enjoy sex more. Just throwing that fact out there. Anyway, what's better, fat or ugly? Duh, fat is way better than ugly. Like seriously, there are so many beautiful people who are considered overweight on this planet. So maybe pull your head out of your ass and give a chubby chick a chance.
Anyway, let's check out what shows up for fat. This person's apparently fat. Okay, that's fat. That is definitely fat. I can't eat because I look fat today because I look fat every day because I'm... You know, you're probably actually pretty skinny. Why did this show up for fat? More like nearly anorexic. Oh god, that's depressing. All I see is fat. Can I tell you a secret, Bruce Willis? I see fat people. No, but seriously, this person has a great body other than those cuts. What this person should do is look at the clothing sizes of the individuals that they're comparing themselves to and compare clothing sizes instead of what they see. Use numbers to rationalize. Stop! Why are you doing that? Why do you think? Ugh! That's not the answer, okay? You know what the answer is? Just drink nothing but Ensures. I wasn't even trying to lose weight and I lost like 10 pounds doing that. Call me crazy, but I think Tumblr might be obsessed with self-image. Too old for toys, too ugly for boys. You know what? There's a lot of ugly boys out there, so... Why am I so obsessed with being skinny? I don't know, maybe because you're a girl? Why don't you just like, I don't know, stop caring? See that every other girl is obsessed with the same thing, so obviously you guys are wasting your time focusing on that rather than something productive, which is forwarding yourself in society and eventually dominating the entire planet as the female gender is superior but holding themselves back because they're overwhelmed with self-image. Wow, that's depressing. You know, when I typed in fat to Tumblr, I wanted to see a bunch of fat chicks, not a bunch of skinny girls complaining that they're fat. Jeez, Tumblr, what the hell? What are you talking about? Come on! Are you freaking kidding? You're skinnier than me. Do you think I'm fat? No? Okay, then you're tiny. If you need to stop eating, then stop eating. If you need to start eating, then start eating. Just control yourself because, uh-oh, you're in control of yourself. Zach Galifianakis is just a beautiful man. Seriously. You know, this woman seems very, very happy with herself. Sorry. It's just... the whole, Does anybody watch The Simpsons anymore? Wait, did she actually run the 5K? If so, impressive. That's awesome. Yeah, but you definitely don't want to be remembered as an anorexic girl. So think about that. What is baby gravy? You know what? Don't hate. This girl's got class. Look at her room. It's freaking awesome. An awesome choice of clothes, too. Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. Look at that fucking cookie! Yeah, no, Oreos. Oreos taste pretty good. SpongeBob, she's gonna eat me. That looks perfect. That looks amazing. What is wrong? Come on, people. What is wrong with that? Okay, see, this is what I hate. If you are so overweight you can't even walk, you have a problem. Oh my god. How? How do you... Why?
Fat shaming is good? Let's find out what crawled up Google's ass. This is a woman clearly bragging about what's in her fridge. Pay close attention to what's in there. That is what you should never consume. Yeah, my mama, she told me don't worry about your size. Well, folks, mama's wrong again. Careful, Colonel Sanders. Bobby Boucher's gonna tackle your ass. My mama, it never wrong. Look at this chick's hot ass. Both these chicks are kinda hot. Allegedly, if shame was a good motivator for weight loss, there wouldn't be any fat people ever. Yeah, actually, no. When is the last time you saw someone at a restaurant order a big fat steak and get shamed for it? I personally have never seen that in my entire life. Shame can work. Otherwise, by your own logic, anorexia wouldn't exist. Obviously, they feel shame for themselves. You ever notice they almost never have a fat chick as the main character? It's kind of awkward considering the majority of the population is considered medically overweight or more. I stand for joyful activity for all, free from shame. I think a joyful activity for pedophiles is raping kids. And you said for all. Side note, there's no doubt in my mind that you're actively killing yourself with your diet. So maybe eventually reality itself will just shame you into death. You know, what with 1 in 5 American deaths being associated with obesity. Leading cause for heart disease, you know, the leading cause of death in America, is an unhealthy diet and also being overweight. So yeah, don't shame people for killing themselves in greater numbers than any other activity, while of course passing the same shit onto their children so their children can kill themselves too, because of course they were programmed and raised to be unhealthy. Congratulations, asshole, you murdered your own child. And if you've been paying the fuck attention, you would know that's not even slightly an exaggeration. Yeah, if I was a heavy chick, I probably wouldn't be able to do this. My gut would push me over the ledge. Here's Kelly Clarkson, who let herself go. Mind you, she still looks decent and not yet fat. She says you need to be happy with who you are, and whoever that is, let your little light shine. Thank you for the copious amounts of bullshit, Kelly Clarkson. We really need to be happy with whoever we are. So rapists, murderers, burglars, and even corrupt dictators, whoever they are, they just need to let their little light shine. Fucking retarded. Fat shaming myself more feels good. Well, just like your diet, that doesn't make sense. But whatever, enjoy having difficulty washing yourself in the shower, your diabetes, and inevitable premature death. You're the winner here. I wish there was a game where I could just like tell this chick to take off her clothes and it would like happen. Yo, baby, take off your clothes. Most women afraid of getting too bulky from lifting weights are already too bulky from storing body fat. Yeah, it's cute, you're so cocky, but if I wanted to be with someone who had big muscles, I'd bang a dude. Muscular girls versus overweight girls? Yeah, I'll take the non-fat but still overweight girls. Because I'm stronger than yesterday. Oh, by the way, can you pass the cake? The fuck are you talking about? She looks great. Seriously, she has a perfectly nice body. It's obviously okay for that woman to eat cake. The zombies also hate the sight of people sucking dick, so quick, blow me. 0 is not a size. I feel like that's insanely untrue. Whoop, there it is. Looks like I'm right again. Apparently 0 is a size, you dumb motherfucker. I'm sorry the butt I work for isn't as good as the one you ate for. It's okay, I forgive you. That's so true. Ladies, a big old non-muscular booty beats out that muscle booty every time. If you've been paying attention, I'm obviously not biased here. There are pros and cons to each side. Like, I'd take a heavier chick with a good personality or a skinny Nicole Arbor any day. Because dating isn't about body weight, it's about your fucking personality. And come on, does this plus size model not look way better than the alternative? Seriously? Crawl so I can see that ass. Fuck, you guys suck. Some of you may find this to be offensive, but for fuck's sake, it's a valid concern. Meanwhile, this chick is oddly kind of hot. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Personality is most everything. This chick seems like she has a great one. Oh, scary. Go back to Walmart, you freak. I'm not fat, I'm big boned. And Arnold says, big bones don't jiggle when you move. Question, even if you were big boned, which you're not, how would that be significantly better? I mean, who the hell wants big ol' fat bones? P.S. Here's your x-ray. Your body fat is in fact fat and not bones. I know, the truth sucks. Wow, there's an entire week dedicated to fat shaming. A lot of skinny people have nothing better to do, huh? But you just keep flipping off the camera, lady. That'll show us. Okay, bitch? Hey, while you're down there, I stand for the right to love myself inside and out. Hey, yo, question. Who at any point was trying to ban your right to love yourself? You realize people are allowed to have opinions, right? And their opinions don't necessarily automatically equate to them trying to strip you of your fucking right to love yourself. Jesus Christ. I stand for everybody feeling good about themselves. Everybody? Are you sure? Did you miss the whole rapist murderer discussion? For the sake of my sanity, stop fucking generalizing. I'm pretty sure her body's still warm, so we could totally, like, you know, scissor her or something.
I stand for fighting childhood shaming and bullying, not childhood obesity.
Wait, didn't you just turn your back on all obese children?
Because you just blatantly said you don't support childhood obesity, which means you literally just shamed all obese children because of your clear implication that being obese as a child is something bad. Hi, I think child obesity is super bad, but don't point out how bad it is to people who are obese, despite the fact that the people you're pointing these faults out to are primarily the only person who can fix their problem. It's like saying don't shame the smoker, shame the cigarette. The fucking cigarette doesn't have a brain, it can't change shit.
Oh no, it's scary. Ew, he's eating me out. Ew, my pussy.
This chick is pointing out that you don't have to be overweight just because you've had kids, which is a literal fact. Then you got the chick on the right, not exactly sure what her point is. She hasn't had children, unless she pushed those pussies out of her pussy. The chick says, my excuse is that I'm okay with this. Alright, if you're okay with it, then so be it. I mean, for the most part, you look generally healthy. Side note, I just want to point out, it's a proven scientific fact that if you give a woman an orgasm while she's conceiving her child, she's far more likely to have a boy. So, you know, look at the two pictures.
The camera angles suck. I can't look at her panties. Or maybe. Hey, can you turn around so I can look at that ass of yours? There we go. Oh, baby.
Long story short, I think this type of body's hot. 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 Also pretty hot. Love that I can actually see she has a tummy. And this type of body is not hot. It's kind of gross. So is fat shaming good? Hypothetically, if you were to shame this girl and as a result, you lost enough weight to finally be 150 pounds or something like that, well, you could say you saved your life. But let's be honest. A lot of the time, shaming someone, it'll probably just make them hate themselves more. And what do a lot of people who hate themselves, who don't have the willpower to deny food, often do? They go out and they kill themselves a little more. Fat shaming can only be good when it accomplishes good things. Good luck with that.
Healthy. A bit thin, but still healthy. A bit heavier, but still healthy. Decently healthy. Though you might want to get that mark checked out. Decently healthy. I can't see much, but you look pretty healthy. This girl is basically goals for a lot of other girls. If I was a female, I would say you have a perfect body and I wish I had your body. But because I'm me, I'll just say you look healthy. Meanwhile, this person looks a bit heavy. Not quite fat, but I see rolls forming on your back. This person looks pretty thin, but healthy. This girl's a bit heavier, but she still looks healthy to me. Okay, I mean, it would help if you weren't wearing a long sleeve shirt. I'll just assume you're healthy. She looks pretty healthy. Also pretty healthy. Decently healthy. Not at all fat. Decently healthy. Definitely sucking her gut in. But still, you look like you're in great shape. You look perfectly fine, so stop hating your body. We have another girl who literally has the ideal body. I'll call this one perfect. Another ideal body. A little bit heavier, but not fat. Again, heavier, but I don't see any rolls, so I'll say not fat. Another awesome body. Decently healthy and not fat. A very attractive, ideal body. Same story as the last. You look very healthy. This girl also looks healthy as it appears she works out, and her body proportions make sense. Another perfect body. Amazing how we have yet to see a fat person. A fantastic body. A bit skinny, but still healthy. Not fat, but definitely not skinny. Another girl with a pretty nice body. Someone posted this picture as if whoever's in that photo has something to worry about. Absolutely gorgeous body. You could afford to gain a few pounds probably, but still healthy. Another person who looks very nice. And another healthy looking body. Again, healthy. 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 Also pretty healthy. Meanwhile, oddly enough, you look a bit heavier here, but in this picture you look great. The thighs are actually refreshing. As you scroll down a little bit, and you see yet another girl with these thighs, where she doesn't look healthy. She looks like she needs to gain some weight. A very healthy looking girl, so long as she gets rid of those shoes. Extremely healthy looking. Another very healthy looking girl. Well endowed, no less. This girl has nothing to be ashamed of. She looks healthy. A lot of women are no doubt jealous of this girl. She's obviously well endowed and healthy. And this girl says she's 147 pounds, which is crazy because it looks like she's 115. Regardless, she looks healthy. Super healthy looking. Also healthy looking. Definitely not fat and looking pretty healthy. And finally, we have someone who is fat. And I say she's fat because I'm honest. And the fact that her stomach hangs that much over her pants, yeah, I'd definitely go vegan. Here we have another perfectly healthy body. Also very healthy looking. I'll say, how the hell am I supposed to know? You're practically wearing a poncho. But I'll just guess that you're healthy. This girl looks very healthy. Also very healthy. She's not fat. She looks decently healthy. This girl looks very healthy. Basically ideal. Another decently healthy body. Not fat and pretty healthy. Healthy, 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 healthy. Awesome body proportions and looking very healthy. Very healthy. Or awesome body proportions and very healthy looking. I wouldn't call this girl fat. She looks decently healthy. This girl seems significantly healthy. Another significantly healthy looking girl. Someone who thinks I'm an idiot and don't know a sucked in gut when I see one. A very healthy looking girl. Another super healthy looking girl. Are we keeping track? It's like 1 in every 35 girls who watch me is actually fat. You look perfectly healthy. You also look amazingly healthy. Another super healthy girl. A just generally attractive person. Also healthy looking, but I would gain a couple pounds. A very healthy looking person. Another very healthy looking girl. Congratulations, you look healthy to me. A girl who looks extremely healthy and has awesome hair. Healthy as heck. Also very healthy looking. Very healthy looking, and would you believe it? She's 150 pounds. Physical proof that 150 does not mean unattractive. Someone very clearly proud of their abs. Good for you. You look very healthy. Another very healthy girl. She looks absolutely ideal to many people. And no, I wouldn't exactly call this healthy, but she doesn't look quite fat. Once again, Jesus. Just accept that most of your bodies are near perfect. Again, welcome to Onision Broken Record Speaks. Your body is beautiful. This girl said she was repeatedly called fat. It goes to show you how meaningless words can be. She looks perfect. And this girl I'd actually say looks healthy. She'll probably live till she's like 89. She's also not fat.
How fat is too fat? You know, unbangable tolerable fat. Random quote, it's time to make some changes for the better before your body takes a turn for the worse. Our bodies are always taking a turn for the worse. It's called aging. But judging from this weight scale, your goal should be between 3 and 7. Like 90% of you just agreed with me. That's how mainstream I am. My husband says I'm too fat. We should tell your husband it's time for a divorce. That or you're actually a fat whore. I don't know. Apparently a good way to know if you're too fat is asking yourself the question, does your weight interfere with your health? That's actually an incredibly good question, because if your weight doesn't interfere with your health, then how could you be too fat? Like if this chick's completely happy and she has no health problems, then who the hell are we to shit on her? This woman's obviously fat, but is she too fat? I don't think so. Meanwhile, this woman's not even fat, and if you think she is fat, you're part of the problem, making normal-sized women feel ugly. How dare you? Now I'm gonna say this woman is fat. You wanna know why? It's because of how she carries herself, the obvious too small outfits she wears. This whole thing. See, now this chick knows how to wear outfits her size. She doesn't look even remotely fat. Most people in Europe are too fat according to a report by the World Health Organization. Apparently 59% of the population is either overweight or obese. No way. That has to be a bogus report. Here it says the majority of Americans are overweight or obese. But then they say Europe appears to be catching up. Europe, you've been judging us for the longest time. And now I'm finding out that I might be skinnier than most of you. What? More than half the adults in Europe are overweight or obese. So at what point are you dumbasses going to realize that vegetarianism might be for you? Because I'm 30 years old, and yet here I am. Not obese, I'm pretty sure. Just to make sure, I'm gonna check the chart. I am 5'11", and about 165 pounds. So that actually makes me normal. That's totally cray. Meanwhile, this woman's sexy. I'm serious. Look at that goddamn body. She's like a crazy work of art. A few pieces of advice for this lady. Lose those ridiculous shoes. Lose that ridiculous facial expression. Try to avoid taking pictures with a bright background. A light is supposed to hit your face, not hit whatever's behind you. Photography 101. Yep, that's what I call too fat. You know when you can get pregnant and even at 9 months people still have no idea? This girl's definitely a little heavy, but she's so adorable. Meanwhile, this woman has a body that's ideal. This woman's frustrated because for years she was told she's too fat, now she's told she's too thin. She's wondering why she can't just look good/normal. Alright, here's a diet plan for you. Be a vegetarian and shop only at Whole Foods and Trader Joe's. Then eat as much as that food you feel compelled to, and you will very likely become a healthy weight. Or so that's what I do. Plus, you know, sex. That helps as well. Hey lady, why are you posing like you're a 5-year-old girl? And yeah, I would consider this to be too fat. This is also too fat because I'm pretty sure that's your gut hitting your crotch area. This, however, is not too fat. Not even sure if it's fat. Looks like one bomb-ass lady. Someone said, yes, let's promote a culture of obesity, diabetes, and heart disease because real women's self-esteem and PC culture. Yay! Mind you, just because you're obese doesn't mean you're unhealthy. A lot of medically obese people can be perfectly healthy. So that statement's not entirely fair. This girl's obviously not even remotely fat, probably the perfect weight. The longer it takes you to get that 30 pounds off, the more it'll affect your gallbladder, knees, etc. This advice correlates to the overall point. The question isn't, am I too big or small? Instead, the question should be, am I setting myself up to die slow and painful, or am I setting myself up to die peacefully without repeated medical problems along the way? It's not even about how old you can get. It's about how healthy you are the older you get. Do you want to spend a massive portion of the end of your life at a hospital? Or do you want to be like a lot of people who took care of themselves their whole life? Because of that, we're almost entirely functional till the very end. What you put in your body is an investment. So what is too fat? Too fat is simply the result of eating things that threaten your health.